How's it going, guys? Angus here from Muse. I just wanted to put together a quick behind the scenes update to let you know what I've been working on here on the channel. I'm aware I've been pretty quiet recently. I do apologize for that. A lot of stuff's been happening in the background, but I've been doing some cool projects, and also I wanted to share with you some new hardware additions to the channel. So this is a DJI Osmo Pocket, and I saw Joel over at 3D Printing Node actually managed to get one. But thanks to your support here on Patreon, I was able to swing one here in Australia once they finally got here. And I actually don't have too much camera hardware compared to some of my fellow YouTubers. Like, this is being filmed right now on my Panasonic G7, which is a good camera. It's actually my main camera, but it's definitely nothing fancy or special. But this thing is really unique because it actually has active stabilization. It's got a gimbal in it. And I've been doing lots of remote control projects recently where I want to actually have a first person view of that project. And this little thing can actually allow me to do that. I recently did the polypanel project with Devon's polypanels, and I put just a really crappy action cam on it with no stabilization, and it was really shaky and you couldn't see anything. So with this, I'll actually be able to have a first person view of these projects, and it's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to using this. The stabilization is absolutely incredible, and a big thank you to you guys for helping me actually manage to swing one of these. So I'm really looking forward to using this in the content on the channel. I'll just put this aside. I'm also going to do a video on 3D printed accessories for it. This is just a simple case that holds it with the control attachment. So there'll be a video coming up on my favorite 3D printing attachments for the Osmo Pocket. So that's that. And then there's this. So I recently did my remote control Steinmetz solid video, and in that video I used just some basic clasps to hold the halves together, and a lot of people were asking and talking about better ways to make components join together. So I thought I'd actually make a video about that. So these are some 3D printed zip ties, and it sounds silly, but hear me out. So this is actually a scaled up mechanism of, is that going to be, yeah, that's fine, of a zip tie where you have this ratchet, like linear ratchet, and the actual mechanism hooks onto it like this, and then can only go one way. A zip tie does this just at a much smaller scale, much more intricate because it's higher detail, it's injection molded. So I actually thought, could you print one? And this is actually made using polypropylene. It's actually glass filled, so this is a vase in the glass filled polypropylene. It's actually pretty tough. And yeah, you can actually make a zip tie using this stuff, which actually works, but is actually removable because you can get in and just release the catch. So that's pretty cool. And also I thought it'd be interesting showing like a classic clasp from like a bag. So this is like a really sort of typical clasp you might find on a backpack or something like this. And I'm going to go into the details of like why I choose a certain length, my tolerances and clearances that I give into the file, and that satisfying snap, like how to sort of get it to be easily freed. And do you want something that only goes on one way, or do you want it to go on both ways, or do you want something that has like a release mechanism? So that's going to be a fun video too. I'm really enjoying designing these. But finally, my dad gives me all these sorts of crazy ideas, and he showed me this video with this screaming spinning top, like this spinning top that whistled as it spun. And I thought that was absolutely crazy, so I had to give it a shot. So this is a 3D printed spinning top with little holes, little ports. And I've had a few attempts, and these ones are okay, but this one's the best. So this is actually has a 3D printed launcher and a traditional style like pull string that spins it up to great speed. And it actually emits quite a loud whistle, really quite loud, surprisingly. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that here. I'm not sure how it'll go. It's on a table of carpet. It's better on the floor, but then it jumps around everywhere. So let me just whip this onto the focus on the table. Let's try that. All right. So I'm going to give this a shot, and hopefully you should hear it whistle really, really quite loudly. And it's attacking my Surface Pro. How cool is that? So the whistle doesn't last very long, but when you spin this like on a hard surface, the carpet's slowing it down quite quickly. When you spin it on a hard surface, it actually spins for a very long time. So I am going to link in the description of this update on Patreon the 3D printing files for this and the zip tie, not the clasp yet because I'm not quite happy with it. But look, I would love to see what you can do with this, and if you have any suggestions or ideas for the upcoming videos with these, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. I'd love to sort of hear it and get your input because I love making these videos, and obviously if you want to see something, I'd love to make it for you. And yeah, that's what I've been doing behind the scenes. So I apologize again, I've been quite quiet, but I've been doing lots of crazy stuff that I really am looking forward to sharing with you here on the internet, on YouTube and Patreon. And I do really, really appreciate the support, guys. You allow me to do what I do in the really unstable world that is YouTube right now. Cody's Lab made a video recently sort of describing his experiences with how just how chaotic YouTube can be as a creator. So I really do appreciate your support, guys. And I look forward to seeing you again very shortly. Bye.